Alright boys, welcome back to the channel. Now, as you can see, I'm doing something a little bit different today that I've not done on the channel before, but we'll just experiment a bit, see how it goes. So I'm on Tier Maker right now, and I've got all the missions from Modern Warfare 2, the campaign that we've just played through, laid out here. Shout out to Bullet Train for making this tier list. And yeah, I'm just going to be giving my thoughts on the Modern Warfare 2 campaign while it's fresh in the mind and be ranking it in the tier list. Um, First of all, let's change these rankings. So for S tier, we'll put amazing. If I can type, we'll have good, okay. We can have bad and terrible, and we'll just get rid of this F if we can. Delete. There we go. So let's go from the start. Make this as quick as possible. I don't wanna bore you all. So Strike. This is the first mission. If I remember correctly, we started off as Ghost, and we came in, and that transition from coming in the first mission to the campaign, that's always going to hit hard. That's always going to be a good mission. Although it was very short, it was about 5 minutes, I think, or something like that. But we climbed up onto the rock and we took out the general with the cruise missile. Now, I can't put this in the amazing panel because it was only 5 minutes. Do you know what I mean? But it was a good entrance to the series, to the game, should I say? So let's put that in the good for now. So strikes in good. Next we have kill or capture. Now, this mission I remember it was a nighttime mission. We had our night vision goggles on, and we were playing. I think it was SERP and Ghost. Yeah, SERP and Ghost. I remember it being quite a methodical mission, and one of the choppers went down, and it was a bit like Black Hawk Down, and we had to defend it. And then we were searching for Hassan. Yeah, I really enjoyed this mission, so I'm gonna put it in good for now. I'm not sure if it was amazing, but it's definitely better than Strike, so we'll put it in front of Strike. Wet Work. Now, this was the first time we see Price, I believe, in the campaign, which is always amazing. We love Price. Um, it was a stealth mission. I actually really enjoyed this mission. So we we started off in the Amsterdam River, or the one of the docks, and we had to sneak through using a throwing knife and a silenced pistol, and then we got onto the boat and found out about the cartel. So where can we put this now? Better than Strike. Post Strike, it's getting sent back. I think it was better than Kill or Capture. So I'm not sure if I put it in the amazing tab. So we'll just keep it here for now. Tradecraft. Now, this was amazing for me purely because how good the graphics looked. Like when you hit that street, you was walking around in Amsterdam. Them graphics were amazing. So that was a pretty cool mission as well. It was like a unique idea. Borderline, Alejandro, and we was climbing the Mexican border. And yeah, do you know what? I enjoyed this mission as well. Everything's going to end up being in the good tab, isn't it? Because I enjoyed all the missions, I think. Well, actually, we'll come to it. We'll come to one that I didn't enjoy. So, Borderland wasn't as good as Wet Work or Kill or Captured for me. I don't think. Yeah, we'll just put it here for now. Because I remember going through the houses and there was the civilians, and you could put the gun up to stop them from, freaking out. That was pretty fun. But there was one part in the mission where I kept getting killed by an RPG right at the end of the mission where they was on top of the house, and I cut a lot of that out because it was really frustrating. So we'll just leave that there for now. In fact, you know what? I enjoyed Strike more than that mission. So Cartel Protection. Do I remember this one? Yes, I do. Now I remember this because we go into Mexico and are we're in a house on the hills. I don't know if we're searching for Hassan or what's going down on that one. I think maybe that's what's happening. And then the Mexican army comes and we have to take a quick exit out the window. Now for me, this mission was amazing. I loved it. You was running down the hills. They were shooting down the hills. You was jumping from like cliff to another cliff and then jumping off a cliff into the water. I think this mission was really good. Actually, I'd put it in front of Tradecraft. Then we've got Close Air. Now this was like the AC-130. Uh, you're shooting down with the three different guns. This mission was okay. It wasn't anything special. You know, we've seen it before. It was good. I wouldn't say it was alright. Do you know what I mean? It was fun, but it wasn't on the level of these. So I'm gonna put this in the okay section. So now we've got Recon by Fire. Okay. So for me, playing the OG Call of Duty 4, this is one of my favourite missions from that game when we was in the ghillie suits. I think what was it called in that game? All ghillied up. There we go. I said it in like it's ghillie suits. So all ghillied up. So for me, this was like a nostalgia trip. This whole mission. I really enjoyed this mission, so I'm gonna put this at the front. For me, this was amazing. Then we've got Violence and Timing. Now this mission, the ideas for this mission, you know, it was cool. It was a cool mission, but I don't know, it just seemed clunky. The driving didn't seem that good. Do I put this in the okay? Because this is leading up to like what could be happening in Warzone and DMZ. I liked that you could get out of the vehicles and shoot, and you could get on top and hijack other vehicles. That was cool, but the whole mission we're in right now, I'd have to say it was pretty bad, you know, because that convoy mission, like, it just never ended. And when the guy was flinging the mines out of the back of the truck, that was annoying. Um, yeah, we'll just leave it in bad for now. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't okay. It was just like bad for me. El Nombre. Yeah, this is where we went undercover or whatever. I don't think we was undercover, but we sort of went into the Mexican cartel base. Uh, and yeah, that was a really fun mission because there was different ways that we could finish that. It wasn't that long, but it had some cool elements into it. So it's either really good or amazing for me. Okay, let's put it at the front of the good for now, if I can get it. There we go. Dark Water. This is one of the missions that has stuck in my head since completing this game because I really enjoyed this mission and I loved how methodical it was. It reminded me of one of the missions from the original Modern Warfares when you were sort of breaching in and clearing the rooms. Although it wasn't as similar, but it was on an oil rig, and yeah, that was really cool. I liked how when the ship moved, all the containers were moving, and it was like quite a dramatic mission. So this is definitely amazing for me. It's in front of cartel protection, but it's not as good as Recon by Fire. So yeah, I'm putting it second. That's our second favorite mission so far. Okay, Alone. Now this was for me probably the hardest mission in the game. It wasn't like I didn't struggle as in I couldn't complete it, but it was more like by the end of it, I was sort of like, wow, I'm glad that's finished. But it had some unique ideas, it had some fun gameplay elements, so it wasn't bad or terrible. I'd just say it was okay. If I was judging this on some of the gameplay elements and stuff like that, I'd probably put it in the amazing section for that alone because it's probably leading up to what DMZ could have with the crafting and the attachments, like weapon attachments that you can put on your guns. But the actual mission on Veteran, man, that it sucked. So I'm gonna put this in the okay. second place. Prison Break. This mission, after playing that one, I was sort of burnt out. I took a break, I took a sleep, and then I woke. I feel like I woke up and then I played this mission next. And yeah, I fucking loved this mission. This is when we was leading uh, Ghost through the prison. We was going to rescue Alejandro because Graves had double crossed us and took him. Yeah, and we was leading Ghost through the CCTV, killing the special forces. I can't remember what they're called now, but Graves is, special forces. Either we could knife them or shoot them and tell Ghost what to do, moving up and all sorts of stuff. And then at the end of the mission, after we saved Alejandro, Captain Price showed up. So let's be honest, it's an amazing mission. Where are we putting this? It's better than Cartel Protection. Is it better than Dark Water? Yeah, go on then. We'll put it better than Dark Water because it did have gameplay, some good gameplay inventions. Or I know we saw the CCTV in 2019, but this was better on this one because we could tell Ghost what to do. Hindsight, this was a cool mission. It wasn't amazing. I'd put this at the end of good. We got to see what happened with that's it, Shadow Company. So yeah, that was a pretty short mission. I wouldn't really class it as a mission. It was more like a cutscene, but. And then Ghost Team. Wow, this mission was awesome as well. Um, we got the whole Task Force 141 back together, and everyone went with the ghost masks on to get the Alejandro's base back. I'd put this in the amazing section just purely because, who doesn't love Ghost? Um, it wasn't as good for me as Cartel Protection because the tank boss fight at the end wasn't like my favourite part. But the whole sneaking through the tunnels with the lasers and all that sort of stuff, that was cool. So let's put it here in the amazing section. And then we've got Countdown, which was the final mission of the game. Yeah, the rappelling down the side of was it Chicago? I can't remember where the mission was based now, but the rappelling down the side of the skyscraper for me, that was amazing. I loved that. It reminded me of like Rainbow Six Vegas or something like that, if you ever played one of them games. And we was taking out the terrorists before they shot the hostages, and then we went through with Captain Price and cleared the rooms out real tactically. And then at the end, we managed to stop the missile from launching with the little computer case, which was pretty funny because we was hid in the toilet the whole time. Check the video out if you haven't seen it. And then we sniped Hassan with Ghost, and that was fucking amazing. I loved that mission. For me, this is up there with Prison Break and Recon. It's the end of the game, but is it better than these? I'm gonna put it third in the amazing tab. For me, this is how it played out. So we've got Recon by Fire, Prison Break, Countdown, Dark Water, Cartel Protection, Ghost Team, and Tradecraft in the amazing section. For good, El Sin Hombre, Wet Work, Kill or Capture, Strike, Borderline, Hindsight. Okay missions, Close Air, and Alone. And bad, for me, was just Violence and Timing. So nothing in the terrible. So we can just delete this row. So there was no terrible missions in this game. Well, that's what I believe. I'd love to know what you think. Let me know down in the comments what missions you thought was amazing, what you thought was bad. Yeah, and I hope you enjoyed the video. It's something a bit different, but I wanted to put some content up before Thursday when the actual full game releases. Speaking of which, I'm going to be doing a co-op Spec Ops gameplay, so make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for that. I know I'm a small channel, but I want this to grow, and I hope to bring you all along with me. So thank you for watching, and I appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one.